Love didn't tame monsters like me. The stupid fucking emotion only intensified it. And today we are talking about 24690 by A.A. Dart.
You want to go ahead and give a synopsis?
Oh, yeah. So the synopsis is there's a woman who is a slave and she was sold into sex trafficking at 10. And the book opens where her previous master has died, and you find out there's two men who are obsessed with her. She ends up technically winning her, not freedom, she ends up becoming a mistress instead. And then the book kind of ends up picking up steam from there, and there's lots of betrayal and brutality. I hate to use the word love. I'm not going to use the word love. Yeah, brutality and betrayal. I think is a pretty like solid description for what happens in the rest of the book.
Is there an HEA, a happily ever after?
Not yet. Not even
Oh,
close.
it ends on a cliffhanger?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely not fucking finishing this shit then. I could not go through
Yeah.
another book of this.
Yeah.
There's more books. What?
There's a total of 5.
Oh my god,
But
no.
there's 3 that tell her story, I guess.
Nope. So for those who can't tell, I have not finished the book.
Yeah.
I think the reason why is because I don't, it's too close to consequences, and I don't and he's whiny as fuck, and I just can't stand that. Anyways, okay. Thank you for that synopsis. Who does she end up with? Who's she supposed to end up with? She's supposed to end up with the main dude, right?
I don't know. Because, so spoiler alert, what ends up happening, like when I sent you the screenshot of where I was at, I think I was at like 42%. So so you have y'all, I'm basically just going to lay out the book for like all the spoilers that end up happening. So if you don't want to hear spoilers, then don't listen to the rest of this. Bram is the main master. Right. And the main master is who runs Wetlock. Wetlock is an underground society. Yeah, thank you. Mm-hmm. So Wetlock is an underground society where anyone who can pay the price gets to live out their wildest imagination in all of the disgusting ways that they do. So like nothing is off the table at Wetlock when it comes to masters and their slaves. Like they can do whatever they want to them. And so what happens is her previous master dies. You find out that Bram, again, main master of Wetlock, his right-hand person is West. And West has grown up with Bram his entire life, but doesn't have quite the affluency that Bram does. And West is very jealous, and he knows of Bram's obsession with 24690. And her name is Everly, so I am going to refer to her as Everly moving forward. So West recognizes that Bram has an obsession with Everly. West's mission becomes obtaining Everly for himself just to have something that Bram doesn't. So he is the one that actually orchestrates her master being killed. So when she goes up for auction, Bram and West come up with the plan that West is going to buy her. And Bram agrees. And then he also agrees to match whatever West can pay. He will cover like the rest to make up for what West wouldn't be able to pay to cover Everly's fee. Everly's price, whatever. Well, turns out Everly's previous master left everything to her. So now she's a very wealthy woman, and she manages to buy herself at her own auction. Never happened before, unprecedented. And Bram is like, hey, you're never getting free. Like, you have to pick a master or whatever. And he was thinking that she would pick him. And she's like, no, I know exactly who I am, and I want to be a mistress. He grants the request. So then you enter this like menage, no, more like a love triangle situation where now West is pissed because he doesn't have the slave that he thought he was going to get. Bram isn't super, no, Bram was actually okay with how everything turned out. He was just very confused on like how he was going, like how it was all going to work. So there were a couple conversations. West was trying to win Everly. Bram was like, Bram and her had already been meeting, intimate, and like meeting regularly up to her auction. So anyway, they decide that they have fallen in love, and she agrees to like basically figure out what it's going to look like for them moving forward. West still thought he had her. So the three of them were heading out on a date. She was going to go see a movie for the first time since she had been kidnapped at 10. Well, West orchestrated Bram to be killed. And so Bram realized somehow that something was off. And Bram was taken to an outside hospital with a different doctor. Well, allegedly, he dies. And Everly and West go see him at the funeral. They bury him, blah, blah, blah. West, understanding that Bram is dead, understanding he's the closest thing to kin that they have, thinks he's just going to get Wetlock. Well, Bram put in these stoppers to try and protect Everly. Mm-hmm. And like first it was like, okay, she has her not really freedom. She's never allowed to leave Wetlock. She knows too much, but she can be a mistress and like run her own life basically at Wetlock. And then Wes is like, nope, you're still a slave, and now you're my slave. So he coerces, forces, manipulates her into becoming his slave again. This is where the story gets interesting, because he ends up brutally raping her. And his right-hand person, the guard that he befriended and helped him like figure all of this out, ends up saying like, dude, what the fuck? Like, you can't. He's like, what? This is above you or something? He's like, yeah, I said before, I do not rape women. And like, he was very uncomfortable with the whole thing. Fast forward a bit, you find out that Wes' right-hand person, his name is Eli. You find out that Eli is there and like allowing Wes to manipulate him because his sister was sold into what they call the cradle. And the cradle had the ages of like months old, I think, up to 12. Shit. And Bram's rules were that the cradle was no longer allowed to be touched, where like they're auctioned off when they become of legal age, but they grow up in wedlock. So Eli, his whole point is to get his sister out. He ends up confiding this in Everly once he realizes that West isn't the person he thought he was. Mm-hmm. They go into cahoots. And this whole time, Everly begins to play the part of submissive slave. West ends up coercing her to marry him. So now, and his whole point is to desecrate what a wife would actually mean, just as another way to get back at how Bram felt about Everly. Following? Okay.
I just want to throat punch her, but go on.
Who?
Everly.
Oh, the author?
Why would Everly marry him?
She was given no choice. He threatened to have her kill every single person in the cradle, like every single child in the cradle,
Oh.
if she did not go through with this.
So he blackmailed her.
Oh, for sure. Like she did not have a choice. And this was after he brutally raped her. So, so she ends up, you of course you have all of her inner dialogue, and she is going to manipulate West into thinking that she has become this submissive slave, that the rape worked, into like putting her back in slave mode instead of her being in this mistress mode. And then she begins to manipulate their relationship while working with Eli to get the kids out of the cradle. So you have all of this back and forth. West forces her to do some really, really awful things that I am not going to talk about. It was unbelievable.
Okay.
And she slowly starts to go insane while also trying to maintain reality and like manipulate West while still working with Eli to get the kids out of the cradle. So as the first book is wrapping up, several things end up happening. The first thing that happens is her and Eli manage to get the kids out of the cradle. Like they are able to set it up. West is agreeable to what she wants enough at this point that she's able to go and have free time with the kids. So this is where shit gets crazy. And this is where you see Everly really, in my opinion, step into who they have made her to be in order for her to get what she wants.
Okay.
So she works with Eli. They head down to the cradle. Eli's very loyal to Everly. Like he has her back through everything. Gets the exchange set up. They get the kids into the van. The van takes off. The whole setup is he used her to get there, and then he takes her out by punching her, and that's how the kids get away. And Eli was supposed, I don't know where Eli was supposed to do in all of this, because he stayed there instead of going with the kids. He punches her so that the story is believable. And then as they're walking back into Wetlock to work out this story with West, she kills him. That was exactly what my face did. She ends up stabbing him to death.
Why?
She says, she's like, your sister will never be safe if they find out who your relation. Right now, no one knows they're related. So there's no connection between him and the sister to, undermine what they just did to free those 14 kids. So she takes him out because he was part of the accomplice. Yeah. And then she ends up taking the knife to herself and giving her more injuries so that the story that he attacked her and, all of that, she was able to get the knife away and killed him and all the things. So then West is really like unguarded around Everly at this point. He's taking care of her, et cetera, et cetera. She ends up, I can't remember exactly how it happened because I want to make sure I don't go into the second book.
You started the second book?
I started the second book.
Okay.
She ends up getting him tied down, and she lets the insanity kind of take over for a little bit. Now at this point she believes that Bram is alive. She's like seeing Bram in different places, and she thinks Bram is alive. And Lyle, the previous high leader, Bram's right-hand person for the guards, had given her a book of poems that he had written. And there was a poem in there that he wanted her to read. She finally reads it. It's basically like, hey, I'm still here type of poem. You still don't have confirmation if he's actually alive or not. She ends up brutalizing West. Like, tries to carve off his face so that she can wear it.
Okay. Insanity for the win.
He lives. the guards come into his penthouse library, whatever, and they manage to get her away from him, and she loses it. Like, she's exclaiming that Bram is alive. She is talking about how much she hates and can't wait to kill West, but that she loves him. It's nuts. It is absolutely nuts. I cannot say that I enjoyed this book because there's so much brutality. There's so much brutality. But what I appreciated about the story is Everly's resilience and her intelligence to allow the manipulation of her so much, but while she is also turning the tables on them. And she completely fools him. And then she turns into the monster that he ended up creating. I don't know. It's one of the most, like, wild stories I have ever listened to. It is absolutely the most dark.
So the term pitch black for this fits.
It's so funny. I was just about to say, like, 100% pitch black, like midnight pitch black. It's atrocious what happens, because what ends up, like, West ends up bringing back the old ways, and it's awful.
I'm surprised awful. Bram didn't have anything in place on who his predecessor would be and the rules.
Okay, great point. I forgot that part. He did. So he specified in all of his stuff, he's like, hey, Everly is supposed to be protected by this guard. She's supposed to go with him to be, set away from everyone so that she stays protected. And then if he were to die, she's supposed to go to the high leader, Lyle, and, stay under his care. He was loyal to her as well. The guards liked Everly. The guards are behind Everly. A lot of them are, especially once she got mistress status. Well, what ends up happening is when West and Eli were in Chicago for Bram's, like, funeral and all of that, Lyle came to get Everly. And he's like, and West was losing his mind because of course he was. And West is like, no, she's mine. She doesn't go with you. And Lyle's like, no, the previous main master, she is supposed to come with me. And Eli kills him before anything happens.
Eli kills Lyle?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because again, Eli's main goal, he doesn't care about anyone else except for getting his sister out. So he takes out,
now
he's the one that helped.
I'm not upset that Everly killed him. Jackass.
Yeah. I mean, he helped orchestrated Bram's killing. He helped orchestrate Everly's previous master's killing. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't a good guy. In Wetlock, yes, he was a good guy in the frame of what Wetlock was. Mm-hmm. But his only goal was to get his sister out. And he didn't care what means it took to do that.
Okay, so how does the first book end?
With her brutalizing West, and and she was taken to the White Room, which is where slaves essentially go to die.
And how far are you in book 2?
Not super far.
Okay.
Let me see. Because I didn't want to spend any money on the audio. Not that the audio was bad. I'm trying to watch money. Yeah, so I'm only on chapter 7 of the second book, 19%. Yeah.
Still don't think I'm going to finish this book.
Yeah, you're not.
I'm at the part where she just became mistress. So I'm guessing this is the part where it starts to pick up. But
yeah,
I've invested so much energy getting to this part that I feel like after
once I hit 42%, I basically didn't stop reading it or listening to
Okay.
it.
I think I'm like at 38, 39%.
Yeah. Like once that twist happened, and then the rest of the twists and the betrayals, and there was no putting it down. I skipped a couple of like pieces, like
I
when
don't blame
like
you.
the part that I told you about, like I ended up skipping through a good bit of that because I couldn't listen to it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Listening to it is probably way worse than probably reading it.
Yeah, yeah, there were definitely a few parts where I like disassociated from the audio as I was doing something else. I was
Yeah.
like, oh god, this is not happening.
It's just it's a lot.
I honestly, like, the only way I could get through it is not allowing myself to think of the reality of it.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way I could bring it into real life and be able to read it.
Mhm.
Like, that makes me sick.
So it seems like Misty finally has like her first like line trigger of human trafficking and slaves. I just can't. I I I,
Yeah.
I mean I could. Let me not say I can't. I could read it. I just wouldn't enjoy reading it, and then I would be like, why did I waste this energy on something that I know that I'm not going to enjoy?
I think because I had lunch with a friend and she actually read the series a
Oh
few weeks
wow.
ago. She finished it. Yeah. we I was like, okay, I just need to know,
Yeah. Who does she
like,
end up with?
I don't know. I didn't
She didn't
ask
tell
that.
you?
I just asked her if it ended as a happy ever after. That's the only thing I wanted to know is, does she get her happy ever after, because she fucking deserves it.
Does she get
And
it?
and she's like, she said that I would like where everything lands, whatever that means.
Okay. So
And she knows me pretty well.
okay.
So
Here's the
now
thing.
I'm
Go.
what?
If she doesn't get it happily ever after with the male, this is not a romance,
No,
right?
I think she will.
Okay, because the definition of a
What
romance
I
is go.
what I think might end up happening is Bram really does come back, and at least I would hope. I don't think I could count it as a happy ever after if she ends up with West, because at this point they do love each other, which is why that quote I felt was so poignant for this book, because by the end of it they both have real feelings for each other,
I'm
but it
su-
turns them into monsters.
but I'm surprised that Wes does have feelings for her because he just wanted to hurt Bram by using
Oh,
her.
he ends up becoming obsessed with her. Like he is, I mean, he's, for a monster. Oh, I feel bad saying monster when, like, there's really good monsters out
There
there.
are really good monsters for evil.
Yes, for someone who is evil, for someone who is black in their soul of souls, he loves her in the only way that he could. And she loves him in the only way that she could. I mean, there's so many shades of love, and
Yeah.
I feel like they're definitely in the pitch black shade. But at the end of the book, they definitely love each other.
My stomach's all in knots.
I mean, it is honestly, I feel like for me, I'm continuing reading it for the same reason I continued to read Sea of Ruin. Like, the only reason I finished that book was because I was rooting so hard for her to have a happy ever after. And that's where I'm at with Everly. Like, she has fought and manipulated and, like, gone through so much and is legitimately fighting insanity to continue getting what she wants out of this. And, like, I can't not root for her. Like,
Right.
I can't not want to see her get her own happy ever after. But if Bram is alive, I don't know how AA Dark is going to make it where, like, if she ends up with Bram, then I would be okay with it, because Bram is, if he's alive, he knows what's happening to her. And if he's in wedlock the way it's being portrayed that he's in wedlock and she's not, it's not part of her insanity, like, he is seeing, especially in this second book where she's being punished for what's happened to West, like, he's seeing all of this happen and she just has to grin and bear it. Like, I'm very torn on this. And if she ends up with West, like, there's no redemption arc for West. He is as dark and evil as it gets. So
thank you for taking one for the team. I tried. And I feel like I was very upfront with you. I got to where I got and I was like, I need you to read this because I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
And I still haven't picked it up. So, I mean, I said I did one more chapter this morning.
Yeah.
You know, Bram is just getting to the apartment where her and West are waiting for him because she just became mistress. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
But I'm okay.
Yep.
She's mistress. She ends up with Bram and she has a happily ever after. And that is a good book. I don't think I need to go any further. I'm solid.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess
it gets, oh God, it gets so bad.
I guess I'll wait for you to finish the trilogy and then you can, even if you tell me I should read it, I'm probably not going to read it, but
no, I honestly, like, I wouldn't, like, the things that happen in the book are just, like, if you don't want to read it, you shouldn't read it.
Okay, good, because I don't want to read it.
Yeah, this is not a book that I'm gonna be toting around being like, you have to read this.
It's like as she's told.
No, it's so much worse.
Well, no, I mean as a book that you don't tell people to read because it's
yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. That is definitely. I should tell my friend about that one and see what she thinks.
That would be interesting. Now I want your friend to come on the podcast to talk about this series when you finish it. I think that would be fun. What else does she like to read? Well, that's a whole other
She's
topic.
into the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should have her on as a guest, Jen. We should ask her.
Yeah, that would be fun.
So, any other last words you want to say about this crazy, wild book?
So, okay, so just to give you all a bit of context, the reason we put the book in the jar in the first place is because we chose, like, what, three or five?
Yeah, 3 to 5 of
like
some really
what the
books.
Internet said were the darkest books that they've read. And we were like, okay, well, as a dark romance podcast, like, we should try to read and review them. So that's how the book ended up in our hands, so to speak, or in my ears. So I guess I went into it much more like a research project and less of like a, I'm reading this for fun.
That was smart. I didn't do that, so that was very smart. Okay. I went in very egotistically, like, I have no boundaries. I have no triggers. I'm not gonna have no problem with this. It's not. No. And then I ate dirt, salt.
Oh, don't
whatever.
say that word.
Ate?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Don't say.
We don't like that word. Okay.
Not for this book.
Oh, me eating my own words.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I know.
I don't want to know. I don't even want to look at your face right now. It's telling.
Yeah.
Okay. That was smart putting that disclaimer in how so we have a couple of others in the jar that, like Jen said, are supposed to be like the darkest books. So Lord save us, please.
Yep. So definitely found, like, I will definitely never, I don't want to read anything like this ever again. I am not confident that I will finish this series. I may just end up Googling, like,
Or just
give me
reading
the
like the last
highlights.
10 chapters of the last book.
Yeah, or that. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. It's I want it's so weird because, like, I just want to be there for her. Like, I just want to be like, okay, I'm right here. You can do this. I got you. Even though, like, she's not a real person, it's not a real thing, but, like, that's how I continue reading the book. Is like, I just need to see her win because she's so fucking smart.
I like that. So I feel like the rating is going to be really easy. Darkness is a 5
Yeah,
plus.
like, yeah, 5
Off
plus
the
a 10,
scale.
10. Yeah, literally off the scale. Like, there is
Okay.
no, there is so much beyond. Okay, here's if you heard our podcast on Sinner's Retreat, and we were talking about, like, it was a bit too descriptive for us to, like, enjoy it. Take that, times it by 100, and then add in the fact that these are just normal life people that this brutality is happening to, that have been stolen from their homes. And that's where this is at, as far as, like, the darkness skills goes.
Okay.
Because, like, we were upset it was that descriptive, and we were talking about people who were awful, terrible people.
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like this next one's going to be tricky, spicy, because, like, there's a lot of non-consent. There's a lot of sex scenes, but it's, like, not. So I think this whole thing is going to be off the scales.
It like, if you take the non-consensual scenes out of the book and you rate it on, like, if you rate the spice on that, which is what I'm going to do, then it's probably like a 3 or 4, maybe, because there are a lot of consensual sex scenes too, but, like, they're not particularly, like, kinky or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that. And there's not a lot of them. They're mostly between Bram and Everly in the very beginning, and then I think you have a couple of consensual scenes with West and Everly later in the book. But even that, like, you could argue that it's
Dubious consent.
dubious, or even technically none, because she's just using it to manipulate him. So I would say, if basing it on the consensual scenes between Bram and Everly, it would be like a 3, maybe, ish. But if we're just talking about volume of scenes and the not vanilla way things happen, then yeah, it's off the scale. But I don't consider that spice. Like, I don't,
Yeah,
like, that's a totally different thing.
that's a good point. And then overall, I'm giving it a 2, and that's being generous. Maybe it should be a 1. And let me
I think
preface,
for
sorry. I was going to say, let me preface, it's not because of, like, the writing or the author or whatever. It's because of the content.
yeah, the
That's
content
what
for
my
sure.
rating is. Okay, go, Jen.
This is so hard
I know.
because, on one hand, I read it, and, like, I'm continuing to read it. So that gets points in and of itself. I also really love what the author has done with Everly. Like, she has taken her, the character development from where you start with her and where you're at by the end of book 2 is mind-boggling. And I feel like it's really well done. But the content is so difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel weird rating it above like a 3.5, because anything that I've rated 4 or 5 is something like I truly enjoyed, I loved, I will read, I will possibly read again, I would recommend to anyone who loves to read, all the things. I never want to see this book again. Like I wouldn't even have this series as like a shelf trophy. Like I don't want this in my house. I don't want to, like, I don't want anything from this book ever again. Okay, all right. So here's what I'm going to do. Personally, for me as a woman, I am going to rate it a 3. The writing, the plot twists, the character development, the world that she builds, the scenes that she comes up with, it's incredible. And I think that deserves 5 stars, because I don't know how you can weave a story the way that she has in the world that she created with the scenes that she created. And like, there's no way anybody could do it better. Mm-hmm. So I think as for the author of this book, who spent time and energy and whatever to get this book out, like that deserves 5 stars, because I think she did it really well. Should it exist? That is a completely different conversation.
Right. No, I like that. You have a good point. That's a good point. We have to separate the two.
And I mean, and most of the time you don't. Like most of the time, like even on the with the dark stuff that we read, you don't. But I think I even mentioned it with consequences. Like, what?
I just had an idea that maybe we should add a new category to the ranking. God.
Pitch Black, don't read it.
No. I'm like you just said, like we have to separate. We need to, and not need to, but we should create a 4th ranking of like what you just said, like the writing, the development, the plot, like that, and take it out of the overall, because we are not, at least personally, I'm mushing that all together. And I feel like you just said, it's 2 separate things. So maybe we should have darkness, spicy, plot or writing or something. We'll come up with a word, and then our personal feelings. Yeah, overall.
Ooh, I actually kind of love that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do. I actually like that a lot.
Okay. Well, you guys heard it first here. We're coming up with a new category. So this is going to be fun. I love it.
That's awesome.
Okay. I'm excited about this.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean this book was a ride. I really enjoyed the twist. Like when Everly killed Eli, like I did not see that coming at all. And I was like, "Oh, we're serious." Like, "Okay, girl. Let's do it. Let's get these bastards. I'm down."
Okay. I'm excited. This is so exciting. Okay. It is Good exciting. Things come out of all things. That didn't make any sense, but then that totally made sense.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I love it. This is why we're so great together.
Yes. All right. Anything else? Any last words?
I say I'm going to try and finish it. That's not going to happen, but who knows? Maybe I'll surprise you.
You're not going to finish it.
I'm probably not. I'm like 90% sure I'm not.
I'm like 99% sure that you're not.
I was trying to give myself a little bit of grace.
No. Love you so much. Yep. Know you so well.
Yeah. This is so true.
Oh my gosh. So. Okay, y'all. Let us know. Have you read 24690 by A.A. Dark? Did you finish the series? What did you think? Also, what do you think about the new category? Would you prefer to see us rate the plot and the writing style separately from our own personal feelings? I would love to know your opinion on it. Tag us at Bones of the Story on Instagram, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for joining us on the journey into the shadows of love, where dark romance stories come to light.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Bones of the Story as much as we did. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Your feedback means the world to us.
And to stay updated on all things dark romance, follow us on social media. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
We'd also love to hear from you. Share your thoughts, ideas, or even your own dark romance stories with us. Drop us a line at bonesofthestory@gmail.com.
Remember, our next tantalizing episode is just around the corner, so keep your hearts open and your senses sharp.
Until then, embrace the darkness and let the stories continue to stir your deepest desires.
This is Misty
and Jen,
signing off from Bones of the Story.